Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the last video of our project GeoWhisper. In the previous video, I've explained about how I set up Supabase and what all functions I'm using from Supabase and how is the Supabase interaction with SvelteKit and all. This video is going to be about SvelteKit side of things, how I have set up SvelteKit to interact with Supabase and how my SvelteKit application is working. So before going to the code, let me show you brief of functionality of the project. So here is the landing page of the project. As you can see, the UI is pretty good. Let's move to the main section of the project. So where any user like anonymously can share any messages or can search messages that are nearby their location. Let me show you a sample of it. So I'm going to write, hey, this is Corona, and also add some emoji. I will also show you which package I'm using for adding emojis in SvelteKit. It took me some time to set up emojis and all, but yeah, it would be easier if anyone watching the video would do it. Then on hitting the send message button, I opened up a pop-up like location permission is required. Then I have shown some points where it is important to show your users like why the location is required and what I will do with your location and all of the things. So this is a model about that. And then on clicking on allow access, I show a toast here, as you can see, and then the location is being asked, location permission is being asked from the browser. Then on clicking on allow, it will post the message on the location and our message have been posted. Then if you want to get messages that are in 10 meter of the radius, we can just click on get nearby messages. And if I can see, yeah, here is my message. So I have not applied order by query in Supabase. So I'm seeing this message below. I should be seeing it up. And along with that, in the UI, you can see like it is pretty straightforward. Like I'm showing the message, then I'm showing the distance between my current location and from where the message was posted. So there is an error rate of around 10 to 20 meter. And then I'm showing the date and time. And if it is posted just now, I'm showing hours or minutes ago. It is showing me wrong. It is showing in UTC timestamp. I will fix it later. So these are all the messages. And if we just increase the vicinity range and click on get nearby messages, it will hit another API and will get all the data and will show here. So all the messages are same because I am in this location where I have posted all the messages almost. So this message, hello any Svelte developer nearby, this is the message that someone else have posted. I have seen it just now. It have been posted nearby to my range, like around 1000 meter. Let's directly do the code. So I am in my VS Code. As you can see, like this is a SvelteKit project. Let me first show you the packages that I have. So in the packages, I have Svelte. Then I don't need this. I will remove it. And then there are some dev dependencies, which is needed for Tailwind and all. Then these are the main dependencies. I'm using Supabase JS client to interact with Supabase. Then I have Vercel Analytics enabled. And then I'm using this package, emoji picker element. And then I have Svelte check and all to see if there is any error or not. And then I have this toast library, which is really good, built by Vercel. And then I have Tailwind merge and Tailwind variants package to manage all the Tailwind configs and all. And let's move to Tailwind configs. In Tailwind configs, I have some, like I have imported this line clamp, like it is a plugin, which basically enable the line clamp class. And then I have screens added, and also I have added few colors and all. And then border radius are added. So all these are given by Tailwind, and I have made few changes in it. Then next I will be showing .env file. I can show this because I don't have any service role in it. I like any service role token in it. So I have Supabase domain, Supabase API token, and Supabase schema, which you can check in our previous video. We have set up schema and Supabase everything. And then let's move to the main part of the application, which is the src folder. In the src folder, you can see this is the HTML file where I have added all the tags that is required for SEO and all. Then there is head tag. If we want to add some more tags, this can be used to add some more tags. Then this is the syntax used to render the body in the HTML page. So let me show you app.css. Here also I have set up few color and dark mode and light mode sort of things, and then extended few classes. So now I will show you the assets. These are normal images in PNG format that I have shown in the landing page. Then I have components. I just have two components, footer and header, which you can see here, like this component and this component. So let's jump back. So I'm in my VS Code again, and if I go down, let me show you something. Like if we are in mobile, I have this block running, which basically shows a hamburger on top. Let me show you the responsive side of it also. I have made it pretty responsive too. So let's reduce the size to mobile phones. So I have little bit zoomed in, so it is looking fine, I guess. Then this is the hamburger I was talking about. So on clicking on it, you see the animation, right? So all these are Svelte transition provided directly by Svelte. Then let me show you where it is. So this is the Svelte transition in slide and out slide. So these are imported from, like, slide is imported from the Svelte transition, and then I have few flags and all to toggle the hamburger and all. Then this is pretty straightforward footer, and this is a thing that I want to show. Like, we don't want to give any static here, right? We want this here to be dynamic. So I have used the date class in JS, the date constructor, and then I'm getting the complete year from it. And then I am using Iconify to show different icons. So like I'm showing LinkedIn icon and GitHub. I'm showing LinkedIn and GitHub icon with, okay, I don't know why it is popping up, but yeah, I'm showing LinkedIn and GitHub icons. Then let's move to the main folder, the library folder inside the SRC. So in this, let's move to the Supabase client first. So this is preparing the Supabase client. Let me reduce the size of this. This is preparing the Supabase client for our complete application to use it. So in this, I will add a link how to create this and all the documentation link in the description as well. This is the syntax to create a client. Then in this, I have a special thing, which is like I've given options, and which I've shown you the schema in the .ini file, right? So we need to pass the schema here so that Supabase know like how to call, like which schema to call, which database to call, and which from where to get data from. So I will close these files. Let me show you the utils folder. In this, I have few animations and all. It is not important. Then I have this get radius in degrees, which is basically like dividing the radius which I give it by the earth radius. So I'm using this as a helper function inside other functions. Then I have get bounding box, which I've explained in my previous video. Let me give a brief about this also. What it is doing is basically it is taking a position, like a location, which is latitude and longitude. Then it is also taking a radius. Then in the radius, it is giving me a box from the latitude and longitude. Like let's say radius is of 100 meter. Then I have given a point X and Y. Then it is giving me 4 points, like 4 points, which is basically forming a rectangle around it in the radius. So this is the formula for it. I will add the link to the gist in the description as well. Then this is calculating distance between two locations. Like I have got messages, like let's say I'm sitting at a location of XY, then I need to show the distance on how much meter the message was posted, right? So this function is doing that using the # formula. I will add the link to this also. Then I have a timestamp formatting, in which I'm just formatting and showing the second, minutes, or day and all, the date and all. Then this is a function which is used to get the user location. I'm using the navigator direct browser API, which is the navigator.geolocation is the namespace from which I'm using the get current position. This is the API method. I will add the link to this also in the description so that you can check. And then what I'm doing here is I'm resolving or rejecting the promise based on the location that I got. Then I'm just returning this. So let me show you utils folder. I have nothing. I have just few constant for the table name and functions name that I will be calling with the RPC. So this is a good practice to keep the things that can be dynamic in a separate file, because like let's say if tomorrow I have changed this notes table to, let's say, messages table, then if I have 10 different files accessing Supabase notes table, then I need to change this in 10 different places, right? And again goes same with latitude, longitude. So I have used a symbol because it won't be changing. Like two symbols can never be same. If I give the same string also, two symbols can never be same. Then I have a store which I'm doing nothing. This is doing nothing, like I'm not using it. It was from my previous application. Then I have few components, hero and all. These all are HTML elements. I don't think so I need to explain all this. Then I have few animations and all loading. This is the loading animation and all. Then this is the location permission that I'm showing. Like here also I'm using Svelte transitions. And here one thing to see is like I'm using the get context, which is a Svelte context API. And then I'm using the symbol, which I just show you. And from this I'm getting the context, and then I'm getting the location access model, like if I need to show the location access model or not. If we need to show this, then I'm just rendering this HTML. And then this is a small helper component, like more or less, which basically sees all the, like which basically renders read more or read less type functionality on the basis of number of maximum characters that we need to show. So we saw components, we saw stores, we saw utils, and then we see everything about it, right? Let's move to the routes, which is the main application that we are seeing on the browser. So in this, let's first see the file which will be called at the first place, which is the layout.js file. This is the file which will be called first. If you need to know more about layout and page.svelte, I will be making a proper video in the upcoming time. So in this file, as you can see, like I am just injecting analytics to add analytics in complete application. Then I have a load function which basically loads the data and it passes the data in all the child.js or .ts files. In all the load functions, we have access to this, and in all the .svelte file, we have access to this data. So in this, I'm doing nothing. I'm just taking the URL and sending the path name. You will got to know why I'm sending this. Then we are moving to layout.svelte. This is the file which basically is rendered initially. Then in this, I'm adding the mix panel initialization, which is basically, this is also like analytic tool and all. Then I'm setting the context for latitude, longitude so that I can use in throughout the application. Then this is the path name which I have destructured. And I'm using the path name because like you see the page transition, right? On clicking of on navigating to any other page, that the animation that we see of scaling in and out, this is the code for it. I've used the key block so that this component gets destroyed and created again once the path name changes. So that's why I've sent the path name from layout.js to layout.set. Then I have this toaster component initialized, in which I have a maximum of 5 toast visible at a time. Then I have header footer, and this is the main slot of the application in which corresponding child routes page.svelte will sit in this. Like means this is the wrapper, and inside this is the main component will be rendered. So let's move to the page.js. In the page.js, I don't have anything. I have everything commented out. I can just delete this file as well. Then let's move to the page.svelte. In this file, I'm just rendering few HTML that you see the landing page. This is my landing page. So here is nothing much fancy to show, I guess. And there are few imports and then few HTML components, and like here is nothing important to see. Then I'm using the anchor tags. We can use the goto function of Svelte as well, but using anchor is a good way. Then let's move to the main section where all the value is created, like from the posting the messages and seeing all the nearby messages. This is the main route. In it, let's move to the page.svelte. I will explain you what is going on here. Just be with me for a few more minutes. So in this, I have a script tag, and then I have the HTML rendered. This is the location permission and location access education model that I show you at the beginning of the. Okay, I've not shown you the location access education model. Let me show you once this also. So if we go to our, okay, we have something fucked up. Why is it okay? Nothing was wrong, but because we deleted the page.js file, it just break the server. I don't know why. So I was showing you the education model, right? So this is the app route which we are going to see currently. Then if I click on, if I add, okay, let me just get the nearby messages. You see this, right? If I press cancel, it will be closed. But if I hit and then I hit allow access, okay, wait, let me take the location permission from it and reset the permission. And now I just reload and hit on get nearby, allow access. It should ask, yeah, it is asking. And now if user click on block button, then this is the model, which is the education model I just show you. So in this, I'm just showing you how a user can just turn on their location from the browser itself. Let's move back to the VS Code. So this was the model. So in this, I'm just checking, I'm just getting the context and just checking if I need to show the model or not. And if I need to show the model, then I'm just showing the model with scaling in and out. Then this is the main component. Let me close the sidebar. This is the main component that we are seeing there. And then this is the post message, which is basically the component that is used to post the message on a location. And this is the radius scroller, which is the component that is used to fetch all the messages. And then here we are showing a list of the messages. This is the component that is showing the list. Then show more less, which I have shown you. Then this is on the message.message. Like let's say someone posted a message of like 500 or 1000 characters. Then our UI will be like all fucked up. So let me just show you an example of it, what I am saying. Here this is repeated code. Then what I will do is I will just paste this few times. I will skip. Then on clicking on send message, it shows me this, and I have given permission, so it posted message directly on the location. Then I'm getting the nearby messages, and you can see like here, this is the thing which I was saying you. If I show more, like if I show this will look very weird, right? So this is show more and less component doing. So let's move back to VS Code. So now in this, I have explained show more or less. Then this is the distance that I'm getting from the message. I'm just appending meter to it. We'll convert to kilometer and all. Then this is just showing the created date and all. And then if I don't have any message, I am rendering this like no nearby messages found. Be the first one to post message at this location so that other can see it. Then everything is enclosed inside each block, and I'm using each block to show you the list of the messages. And I have this if block. If there is messages, then do this. If there are no messages, then show the placeholder. So everything is fine till now. So let me explain you the script block and all the main functions of our file. So let me go to the post message component once, like where we are posting the messages and all. So here I'm getting the context, getting the latitude and longitude and everything from the context. And in the context, I have set up stores so that I can watch reactively on it. Let me just move down and show you the form. Like I'm using form and form enhancement. This is Svelte form enhancement. I will add link to this also in the description. Okay, I missed something. There is an on mount. So first of all, on mount will be running. Like this is the lifecycle method of Svelte that will run on when the component gets mounted. So in this, I'm just initializing the emoji picker element because this is not a native Svelte element. I'm just lazily importing the library, and then on the emoji picker div component, I'm just adding a listener of emoji click. And from this, I'm taking in the Unicode, like the emoji that we saw that we see on the browser, and I'm just appending it with the message that I have. So this is a variable that will keep track of the message that the user typed inside. Let me show you what I'm saying about. Like this is binded with the text area. Then I'm disabling it if loading is going on, like if anything is getting submitted. Then this check is used to see if we are running this component on SSR or CSR. So on SSR, this emoji picker will fail. So I need to add a check like when we are on the CSR mode or when the client is rendering this component, this emoji picker will like this button will get rendered, and emoji picker trigger will be like this variable will be binded with this. And on click of it, I'm just exporting, like I'm just showing the emoji picker. Then on loading, I'm just showing the loading and then a sending text in the button. And if it is not loading, if it is in normal state, I show the send message text. So in this, this is the form action that is running when form is getting submitted. So first, let me show you the enhancement function. Like this is the callback function that is passed to the form enhancement in Svelte. I've destructured the form data cancel and submitter from the first parameter. Then in the form data, I'm just checking in like if the user have given us permission for latitude or longitude or not. If he has not given us permission, I will show the education model. If user have denied it, if user have not denied it, I will just show the model that is used to take in the location. And if latitude and longitude are not there, then just I am canceling the request, like form won't be submit. Then I have a success action callback, which I will show you later what this is doing. Like basically this is doing is when the location is being fetched, like if user allows the location, this will run. So with this, what will happen is submitter is the variable that I got by destructuring the first argument. This is basically for submitting the form. So what is going on here is like if when user give us the permission, I'm submitting the form. Then I'm taking the toast ID. I'm showing the toast, like I'm posting a message, then taking in the toast ID. Then in the form data, I'm appending the latitude and longitude. Then this is the function that runs once we get the output from the form action. Now let us directly move to the form action, like where this section is going on and how is data actually getting submitted to the database. So for that, we need to go to the page.server.js. In this file, we have a action called as add message on location, like which is the action of the form. So in the form, we have this section. So this is going to this function. In this function, I'm just taking the request, taking the form data. From the form data, I'm taking in message, latitude and longitude, and then I'm just calling a Supabase function to insert. This I've shown in my previous video to check them out. For now, I will explain the location one. In the location, this is the syntax that we use to post the location for Supabase post gist extension. I'm using a post gist extension, which is basically used to post anything on the location and save the coordinates and all in a concise manner. Then if I got any error from the Supabase, I'm just failing the request. This is the method I'm getting from SvelteKit. And if everything is right, I'm just sending in the data. Then the control will be coming. Then the control will be coming again inside the callback, which we are returning. Then in this, I'm taking the result, and this is a function which is provided when we get a result so that we can invalidate everything that we got, like invalidate the component and all. Then I'm setting the loading to false, which I have set here true at the beginning of the function so that we show a loader and all on the button so that user does not submit it twice. Then I'm dismissing the toast from the toast ID that I have. And then if we got a success, I show a success toast and then call the update so that everything get invalidated, and I am resetting the message as well. We can just use normal empty string also. And if there is any error, I'm just showing an error. So this was all about posting message on a location and how it is calling the Svelte API and all, how I'm using the server action. Then let's go back to our component where we are fetching the messages. Let's see the radius scroller component. In the radius scroller component, it is basically just the UI, and I've used a input type equal to range and then binded the value. And in this, I am just dispatching the action. Like when user click on the button, I am dispatching an action. I have done this on purpose so that I can show you the dispatch functionality in Svelte also. So in this, I have few Tailwind classes and all. And if it is loading, then I'm showing the loader that I've shown in the post message component as well on the button. Then let's go to the handle get messages. Then this is the syntax. This is the function from which we get the dispatcher in Svelte. Then I'm taking in loading from outside also, because let's say when we are fetching the messages, we want to show a loader, right? So this is the syntax that is used to take the prop in the component. And then in this function, what I'm just doing is dispatching the messages with the radius that the user have selected. Then the control goes back here. Then get messages was dispatched. Then I'm listening on this event, and I'm showing a loading when the messages are being fetched. So this is the local variable used to just set the loader and all. Let's move to the fetch messages function. What is going on here? So I'm setting the loader. Like this is a component used to show the loader. I have named it quite extensively, like so that I don't have any confusion myself. Then I'm showing the like I was planning to show a loader below also, so that like not a loader, but I was planning to show something below also, like where we are showing the messages, like a skeleton or something, which I will add later. Then we are taking in the event.detail.radius, the radius from the event that we got from the component click. Then I'm again checking the latitude and longitude. If we do not have, we again go in the same flow. And if we got everything, like if we got the location, I'm calling this when user gives me the location. And if user have already given me location, like I already have latitude and longitude, I am just directly calling the fetch messages from API function. So in the function, what is going on is I'm calling an API using the fetch method, which is a native JS method available in all the browsers. Then I'm taking the data from like I've used async and await. You can use dot then and dot catch also. I'm using try catch with async await. This is a better, more readable syntax. So I got the data, then I'm preparing the messages from the data that I got. Like the data which I got will be row messages, like this is the location, then this is the message that is there. Then I need to prepare everything, right? Then on error, I'm just showing a toast, and if either there is an error or there is a success, I'm just resetting these two variables. So let me show you the API route of it. What is going on here? So in the API, you can see a API route that I have. So in this, I have a directory named get messages. Like this is same as this. This is the syntax that we need to follow. Like in the API, we need to create a directory named as the like API is also not mandatory. If I just remove this and delete the API directory and have the get message nearby location directory, it is sufficient. But it is good to separate out the APIs and your main routes. So in this, I'm sending the radius, latitude, and longitude. Let me show you how I'm using that. Then in the server.js, we have a get method, which our API has been called in get method. Until and unless we explicitly set the method, it is always get method. Then in the get method, I'm taking the radius, latitude, and longitude, and then I'm calling the bounding box, which I explained previous in the video, to get the box from the point where I meant from the radius. Then I'm calling the RPC function. Please do check out my previous video also. I have explained all about RPCs and how I've created this function. This is being sent as the data to the RPC function. And then if I got any error, I'm just failing like I was doing previously. And if I do not have any error, I'm just returning it by serializing it using the JSON from the SvelteKit and sending data. Data is going inside the prepare messages. In the prepare messages, what I'm doing is I have a map on the row messages, in which I'm just preparing the data to show in the UI. So in this ID is same that we got from database. Then we are calculating the distance. This function I have already shown you what is going on here. Then this is getting the distance in number. Then I have this message which I am directly setting, and then I have created it. If I have created it, I am formatting it and adding to the object. And if I don't have, then I'm adding a string. So this was it. Then once I got it, I'm setting in the local messages variable. This is a local variable to show the messages in the each block. Like this is this. Then I'm adding in each block on it and showing like rendering all the data, which I have explained previously also. Then this is the function which is used to request the location access. So this is the main place. This is the main and the only place where I'm requesting location from the user and then setting up the context for it. So let me show you where I'm calling this. So this is being called in the location permission. Like I show you the model where I have two buttons of cancel and allow, right? So on clicking on allow, this function gets called. And in this function, I'm just showing a toast first of all for loading. And then I have a try catch block to see if everything went well or not. Then I'm using this function, which is again in the utils file I've shown previously. So in this, I'm using the navigator.geolocation API to get the data. Then once I got the data, I'm just setting the context of it. Like these all are stores, which is being set in the page dot layout dot set. Then this is the callbacks that we have. If we have any callback, we set it. If we don't have any callback, then we ignore it. And then we just set this as undefined because we have already called the function. We don't need it now. So we set it undefined. Then if we got any error, we again show a error toast, and we show a education model dot set true. Like we show the model when user does not allow the location, right? And then this is the store which is used to get like user have allowed the permission or have denied. Once the user have denied the permission, there is no way to ask for the permission again. I show a education model, like we show a education model at the time. So this is for that. Everything is being set in the context, like everything is a store, so that we can make it reactive throughout the application. And I guess I have explained each and every part of the application. I don't think so I have missed anything. So that's it from the video. I guess you have gained some insights on Supabase and SvelteKit throughout the playlist. If you like the video, do hit the like button and also press the subscribe button so that I get motivated to create more such videos. And I have planned many such content in the upcoming time for SvelteKit as well as for Supabase. Like very many things are gonna come very fast on the channel. So also hit the bell icon so that you got to know when the new video is being uploaded. So I'm basically uploading a new video each day. Also, I will add the link to the product in the description so that you can just try the product out. I have created multiple products in the past. You can also go on my channel and just see my old videos. There you will see the neighborhood share or the ad blitz. Those are all the products that I actually need. Basically, I need, so I created.